Hey everybody, me back with another video. And so I'm off from work and it's Friday, so I'm going to head homeward and relax for the next 2 days. And I'm very glad that it is the weekend, you know, even though I'm going to be sitting in my house all bored, twiddling my thumbs. But anyway, hey, I was thinking today about, defining family. And sometimes people think that, we're a family and, this means this, and this. And sometimes families have a very warped view of, each family member. Of course, we talked about scapegoating, but sometimes families can be possessive and controlling, you know what I mean? And that's part of the narcissistic behavior, but still. And, oftentimes, families send mixed messages. By the time you're 18, you're an adult. That's what I always heard in my family, but yeah, this kind of stuff continues to go on. And, and I'm not trying to bring up my family. I'm talking about this issue in general with people, not being able to escape from families, whether that be their domestic partner, their husbands or spouses, or even their wicked siblings or whatever, in-laws, etc., etc. And, this is the sort of stuff that people need to be aware of. I mean, employers, companies, landlords, whatever, because oftentimes they are participating in something that they shouldn't be getting involved in, as far as possessive spouses and stuff like that, or any kind of family dynamic, this is stuff that needs to be discussed in the home, okay? It doesn't need to be brought into the workplace. That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my entire life, yet people get sucked up into it all the time. And, like I said, does an employer really want blood on their hands? Do they want to take responsibility if one of their employees gets murdered out in the parking lot or something strange like that because they accommodated the stalker, telling them all this information about them? You need to think twice about that, My family, I'm not trying to bring up their individual little issues, but I was always told that, like I said, by the time you're 17, you can choose your religion. By the time you're 18 years old, you can pretty much do what you want, okay? But if you were in they're living in their house, there were certain rules you had to abide by, okay? But once you left that house, okay, it was pretty much do whatever you want. That's my life, you know what I mean? You can live your life on your own. And the way I always looked at it, or based my raising my son based off the law. Once he's 18 years old, he can do whatever he wants to do. Now, of course, I have my issues, and of course, I'm concerned about certain things that he wants to do or whatever, but that's something that he and I would talk about, you know what I mean? Directly, he and I. That's not something that I would bring into his workplace or discuss with somebody else. Those are things that are our business, And so, basically, people have a very bad view, or they don't know exactly what their roles are, My family's role is separate from mine. I already said it, but seriously, I don't want anything to do with them, or my in-laws from Joel's family. And when you are forcing people to comply with the request of a family member, you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. And aside from that, you are participating in gang stalking or human trafficking, which in this case is human trafficking. Okay, it's huge, okay? So really, these employers who got involved in it, whether I actually worked under their place of employment or I was being brought in for job interviews to be fucked with, I will tell you, they all deserve to be sued. Every single last one of them, It's not appropriate. I'm very sad by the fact that there was a competition going on in my family that I was not aware of. I was never the kind of person that ever wanted to compete against anybody. I just want to live my own life. You know what I mean? And some people look at living your own life as, they take it as a slap in the face. Like, well, if you do this, like for example, if you go to the thrift store or you go shop at JCPenney's and you don't buy hot look clothes, well, that means that you don't like my stuff. I want you to like my stuff. Why don't you like my stuff? And it becomes like this what do you call it? Control thing. You know what I mean? I have my taste. They have their taste. And I can't believe that they would get so hot under the collar over stuff like that. It's insane. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. So I hope you can see what this really is, you know, and I'm hoping that people will start paying attention to this sort of stuff and stop being an active participant in it. This is a terrible, terrible crime. And I'm hoping, you know, to take action, I mean, you know, be more active, you know, as soon as I get my life back in order, you know, to inform people in a more proper manner. I can't think straight right now until my life gets back in order. I can't do anything because I'm the kind of person, everything has to be in a certain way for me to feel right. And I don't feel right. I don't feel right the way things are. You know what I mean? And I have the right to want my life the way that it is. I have the right to protect my own interests, to live my life the way that I want. You know, not based on somebody else's ideas of what they want from me. Because I'm not trying to be accepted by my family. I'm not trying to be accepted by them. You know, I have my own life to live. And I think that I live a good life. You know, I don't want to do anything that's not against, that doesn't reflect my values. You know, and I think I have very good values. I really do. So anyway, yeah, you know, families, I would love to be in a family that was normal. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? And so I'm okay. I'd rather be by myself, you know, and not have a family than have people who do this sort of stuff. Because once you do something like that to me, for the extent of time that it's been done to me, I can't sit here and look back and say, oh, I'm gonna, you know, it's okay. It's not ever going to be okay. It's not ever going to be okay. You know, I will never be okay with it. I will never be able to say, oh, I forgive these people. You know, I won't. And so it's better just to forget them. And I've been saying that over and over and over and over again, you know? And that's where it becomes like this cult mentality, and which it is when you throw the religious aspect into it. But the over-obsession, you know? Like, once I told the manufacturer place that this needed to stop, that should have stopped right there. It should have stopped right then and there. But it didn't, okay? So obviously, you know, we've got this sick personality that wants to hang on. It's time to let go, and let go forever, okay? There is no turning back at this point, you know? There just isn't. So anyway, I hope everyone in Bakersfield has a wonderful weekend. You know, Maria's going to be doing her regular rounds, just getting her regular groceries, and hitting the dollar store. You know, I got to get a couple things up there. You know, I have a few cleaning items that I need to do. I got to do some cleaning in the house. And so that's pretty much going to be my weekend. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Get out, enjoy yourselves, and I'll be back with another video later. Have a great time. Bye-bye.